and reaching back. Now those of you who are challenged by your knees, then just have a look at the screen. You'll be able to see the chair work. Just take a few breaths and just recover. Be in this position. Okay, and now coming up. So if the pace is a little bit too fast, you want to work on certain things, then take a little bit longer. That's fine. That's the beauty of these videos. All right. So we've got the rolled mat again. Now, you want to see that your bottom is lifted. So if you've got a very long spine, then your head's going to drop off the other end. So you might want to put something, a little bit of support. You can put a foam pad, or two there, just at the end, so that you're not falling off. Okay. All right. So when you're in this position, you want to see, you find where we had the breastbone supported with the brick, you want to see the same thing happens here now. So you don't want to just drop down. You want to see that this abdominal area softens towards the spine and you get this breadth and broadness. Now you're going to grab your brick, which is here, and you're just going to place it on the sternum. So these two areas, you've got to find this breadth and broadness going on. So just utilize your breath, be there for a moment, try not to squeeze or pinch the body. Just try to breathe and broaden on the inhalation. So just find that space from your breath. Inhalation and exhalation. So just see that it's very calming. So when we have to work quite hard and vigorously, then it's a different action, but this is very, very calming. So be here for a moment or two again. Finding that calmness, you can see that you are starting to let the body let go. So you want to let go of any tensions. So just take a few more moments, just understanding the breath. And if this brick is shaking a bit, it means to say that you just have to relax a little bit more. Don't let the buttocks drop, just let the abdomen move towards the spine. So if you're doing the video a few times this week, then maybe a good idea to have another go at that when you've got a little bit more time. All right, so again, we come into the same action now, but without any props. So want to see that we look forward, taking the hands to the chest. Want to see that the thighs stay down at this stage, but you want to get that breadth and broadness as if you had a brick on your chest and a rolled mat between your shoulders. So it is quite a strong action extension. Tuck the toes under. And then Adho Mukha Svanasana. So find that Adho Mukha Svanasana, pulling up the kneecaps and thighs, keeping all of this really nicely. And again, bending the knees and recover for a moment. If the knees are compromised in any way, then use the chair how you did before. Let the head release down. So we want to see that we're getting some of these really nice actions in our practice, but the practice is really steady and very, very strong, steadfast, I would say. All right, and now release in. So you can see here I've got a brick and a belt. Now we've been working on this intermittently. you know, just now and again putting this into the practice. So this is Pincha mayurasana. Now, before you turn the video off, just be aware that this practice is just what you've been doing just now. You need breadth and broadness, you need to have that opening, but there's something else I want to show you. Now, I'm not going to go to the wall to start with because I want to show you a little bit of this action. So hopefully you can see here this action. Now, what you have to do is to just hold on to the brick in this way. But there is a little bit of a challenge going on here. You want to see that the tops of the shoulders go back and there's broadness through the front and the back ribs, and we're in this position because that breadth and broadness is what's going to support you in the pose. So just have a look at going up, just the preparation firstly. So when we lift up, want to see, come a little bit away from the wall there, want to see that you are challenging the creases of the top of the shoulders back and the collarbones forward. And that needs to come, but also because of this position, we get tight and we drop this area. But this area has got to go back to where it was in our previous practice, that breadth and broadness. So, those of you who are going to have a go, then you have to see the breadth and broadness supports the spine and look forward. So, once you feel safe in your practice, you will kick up once you feel safe. So what's really good about this method is that you've got a little bit more connection with the brick and with the bounce. It's a really good way of working, and just practice these chest actions. Just this breadth and broadness is really, really key. So I want you to have a little go at the preparation and see how you do with that. So remember that when you go into it, your arms have got this support on, and that this area here has got to go back. So you can see here, let me do it from the side here, that if my hands were here, this area's got to really deepen the action. You can't do it like that. You've got to deepen, and then you've got to get that broadness. So have a go at that and see, can you just get the preparation? If it's a little bit more challenging to go up, wait. Your body will dictate when it is ready to go up. There's no need to rush this stage. All right, so I just want to show you something else. So hopefully you've been having a little go while I've been giving some of those instructions. I'm going to move a little bit away now from the wall. And what's really key here is all of that breadth and broadness is really important. So when we come into this action, I want to see that, I don't need it as tight, I'm going to just loosen it a little bit. All right. So when you're here, you have to again see that you are broadening and opening in the shoulder area. But also when you come up, you want to also see that you're supporting your back. So you can't drop in this. You've got to see that you keep going up. So we do Pincha mayurasana for the spine, for all those different actions in the spine. So you can see how it evolves gradually through time. So you want to really have a go with the preparation, have a go with understanding that softness to get breadth and broadness. So this is really key. All right, so once you've done, we're going to come back to where we were previously. So just have a little look and see again. Now this time we're going to walk into or step into Uttanasana. So just have a look if you're not quite sure where we're going with this. Bhujangasana, broad action. Tuck the toes under, lift up. Go into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. See that you're getting all of that breadth and broadness. Then extend the legs. You can step or jump the feet. Come to the outer edges of the mat. Come into your Uttanasana. Pull up your kneecaps and thighs. Lift up. Soft inhalation, exhalation. If you can take your hands a little bit further towards the floor, do so. Now remember the brickwork, remember the roll mat. See that the brick is still going into the chest area, but then it's counterbalanced by that breadth and broadness of the lower back. And just let the head go down. So just be there for a moment. Be there for a moment. Okay, well done. All right. Okay, and releasing for a moment or two. All right, so just have a look here. You can see there's the wall here, so you're going to need to have the wall. Now, I'm going to show you in this action. Now, when we come to the wall, you can tell which shoulder blade maybe touches the wall, which one doesn't. So you want to see that both shoulder blades are touching the wall. And then we're going to see that we come into Garudasana. So once those shoulder blades are touching the wall, we come into Garudasana in this way. Now, the shoulders will not be touching the wall because they're coming forward. So that action where you had the brick in the breast, you want to see it moves deeper in. So there is some part of your spine, the center spine, touching the wall. So that brick between the chest is now back there, but only the imprint. Only the imprint. Okay, so you get the idea. So it's not an easy action. All right, so we come, if you've already done one side, fine. We come to the other side. So see, are you able to come into this action? So my Garudasana is a little bit tricky with having the broken wrist, but I'll just have a go at it. And now I have to see, can I touch the center spine to the wall? So can you touch that center spine to the wall? Can you rest there to the wall? Can you be there to the wall? So it may be that the attachments just need to have that touch so that you can feel quite a deep action with those arms. Now, of course, if it's really difficult, and I understand that it can be very difficult, this action, then you can hold on to the shoulders, no problem. So just see where you are with this. Soft inhalation, exhalation. So do both sides and see that the very center of the spine is touching the wall so that you've got the guidance to get the breadth and broadness. This is what this is all about today. Soft inhalation, soft exhalation. Okay, and now release them. All right, so now we've done that exercise just with the arms. How does it relate to Utkatasana? So when the arms are up, we don't want to keep pushing in with the chest. You want to use the upper arms to get this rotational action. So the rotational action comes, but again, we've got to lift deeply into our butt body. Don't just start there. You've got to collect yourself and see where is that brick in the front chest? You're not going to do this, but you want to be aware of the effects of that. So when we come for Utkatasana, we want to see that you continue getting that breadth and broadness, breadth and broadness, and breadth and broadness. See that you can come back into your back spine. Everything's supported nicely. So you could see that action is coming. So it's not a case of coming up into the action and seeing, oh, we'll support ourselves if we push in and shorten. You've got to see that you have a really nice coating of support around the skeletal body. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. Soft inhalation, exhalation. Have a couple of goes of your Utkatasana. Okay, so just have a look while you're recovering. Now I've still got my rolled mat, so I'm going to place the rolled mat onto the wall here and walk back onto it. So I want to see that it is there and that I am actually moving my sacral area to the mat and lifting up and seeing where does it touch. Well, you should have a natural lumbar curve. I'm going to move my feet back a little bit more so that I can feel this process. So the front body needs to come to the back body. Front body to back body. Front body to back body. And just be in your Tadasana for a moment or two. Okay, so we're just getting to grips with where we stand. Where is our balance? And now we're going to see, can we take the arms up? This is going to make it really challenging because you want to see that the contact is still there between the shoulder blades. That contact is still there between the shoulder blades. And go up. And go up. Now see if you can go up, still keep the contact of the spine to the roll. Can you take your arms back to the wall and go up? You'll want to poke your front ribs. You want to see that you go up rather than out. Breathe. Go up. Okay, and then releasing. Great. All right, so we're just going to put that there for a moment. Stand in Tadasana. Soft inhalation, soft exhalation. And we're back to Dandasana. So sitting in Dandasana, rolling the shoulders back and down, just being aware front body to back body. So now we're going to bend the knees, lift the buttocks, move the buttocks towards the heels, and then coming into this supine action. So be sure you haven't got any props around that can really irritate you. You don't want your hand into a brick. So I'm going to move my bricks there and move in the belt. So just wait and stay in this position, soften the abdomen, and then just walk those feet a little bit forward and then releasing the legs out to the side and close your eyes. So take a moment or two to settle. It does take time to settle in your Shavasana. If you need to take your legs a little bit wider, then you can do if you find that more relaxing. And then just let the areas start to release, those imprints that we had at the very beginning of the class where we were resting on the brick. Let the brick sink between the chest now. Let the rolled mat broaden so that actually you're just melting onto it. Let the arms rotate nicely. Let the eyes soften. Let the abdomen soften. And if there's anywhere you're feeling tense, and you'll notice this as you start to release different areas of the body, it'll be easier to distinguish which areas are tighter. You can observe that. So just stay in your Shavasana. Just stay there, even if the video ends, just be there and enjoy these moments. These moments are really what teaches us how to be still, what teaches us how to be quiet is our Shavasana. So I've come to the end of the video now, so I will just retreat very quietly. Thank you for joining me today, and Namaste.